keep going higher in the ranks and with a faster car and a better car and all that. But why does it feel so weird at times? When the free-to-play title is kind of a demo. Like we were just talking about how we love demos, and I really like betas. So what is the difference, and why is there that barrier with free-to-play titles still? Because I struggle with the same thing. I have no problem paying $60 every year for like some big fall AAA title on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But on mobile, for a game I play a whole lot, like Clash Royale, I have a very difficult time justifying clicking the button and throwing like a buck at the game to get gems or gold or whatever it is. Right. So what is that? Is that just us as like kind of like console? Like we grew up with consoles and PC where you just pay, right? You pay the entry fee and then you have a certain set of expectations, whether it's like a campaign story length or an extensive multiplayer option or co-op option. Now we're lucky to even get co-op, like couch co-op at least.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't feel like, in my case, I don't feel like I'm just being, some cheap. I don't feel like I'm being a cheap gamer, in that sense. Maybe it's just what you're paying for. Like, say, Terra Battle, for example. Mm-hmm. I don't mind giving money to devs. I bought games that I don't play, so that's not an issue. But I guess what you're paying for. So, like for Terra Battle, let's say maybe if they had an optional like challenge arena that like didn't affect the game at all, but maybe it was like other secret areas where you could get these cool new companions that weren't available through the normal game. So maybe it's just like extra stuff like that. Like if I had to pay $4.99 to unlock this area, I would feel better about that than me paying $5, $10, $20 for energy crystals.
Okay.
And
do you think that comes down to kind of like the traditional, like the DLC method with like take a game like Call of Duty, right? Season passes, map packs, before they got into the cosmetic business. Like you kind of knew what you were paying for. You get you pay the $50 for a season pass and you get, a handful of new guns. You get like 10 or 12 new maps. Like you kind of know what you're paying for. And when I just buy like 10 gems from a 99-cent transaction on mobile, like, is that because like I really don't know how I'm going to spend it, what it really means? Did I just throw away?
I think I just realized what it is for me. Mm-hmm. I think it's the permanence of DLC. That's the right word, right? That is an actual word.
Yeah,
okay. It just sounded weird when I said it. It's the permanence of DLC or items or a stage. If I put money in and I get something that's there and I have it forever, that's cool. I enjoy that. But putting money towards something that's just gone, like you use it, it's gone. Like,
and you're not.
And I guess technically, like in the game in Terra Battle, like you're getting characters that can be permanent. So I guess kinda. But then like you have games like I keep now I'm wanting to say Clash Royale. What's the first one? Brain fart.
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans. So like in Clash of Clans, like you're just paying to hurry stuff up. And
right.
So maybe it's what you're paying for, and I think maybe for me it's the permanence of it, because like you're actually getting something with DLC. You're actually getting something if you unlock a level. You're not really getting anything when you drop money on crystals and energy.
Yeah, I mean they seem to be like the idea plans for you don't want to waste your time. You just want to play. Like in the tutorial for most of these games, like even like Clash of Clans and Boom Beach and Clash Royale, like they walk you through the process of spending gems.
Yeah. Yeah.
They want you to get in the habit
Get in that habit. Yeah.
of no, you don't have to wait. Just tap the thing.
See how easy that was? And now you
Exactly.
have this thing now. Isn't that
Right.
great?
Like Candy Crush does the same thing. Hold your hand, they hold your hand through like the first handful of levels and show you, oh, here's the lollipop that like busts this candy, and here's this and here's that. And then like they take all those tools away. So then when you get stuck, you're like, oh, where's the lollipop? Oh, well, those lollipops, they cost money.
Mm-hmm.
Did you want more? You saw how easy it was. You really don't want to be stuck here much longer, right? You have more important things to do. What's 99 cents? What's $3?
Pull that slot machine.
Well, yeah, basically. I was talking to Alex because he and I both play Clash Royale. Man, I don't want to say religiously, but I haven't really been this hooked on a mobile game yet. I've played Clash of Clans for a long time, but I kind of casually play it, right? I don't, I log in nowadays. I log in once a day, maybe once, a few times a week to kind of clean up the kingdom and, start some new builds. And with Boom Beach, it's kind of turned into the same thing. I really was into Boom Beach for a while and had a blast playing it. I still do. I have a lot of fun, but Clash Royale specifically is designed to keep you actively coming back. Like you have to check in. If you want to play Clash Royale, they really pressure you to check in as much as you can throughout the day. And it's very smart. I think Clash Royale is designed much better than even Clans and Boom Beach.
Yeah, I'm watching the video of it right now because I'd been hesitant. I got so burnt out on Clash of Clans. Mm-hmm. And my brother's he's the one who finally got me into it because he wanted me to play on his clan and stuff.
Yeah,
but I just got so burnt out. So I'm looking at the video. Like what are the big differences? So I'm looking at like battle decks. So it looks like you're collecting characters, or
on the surface, it almost, like when I first heard of it, I thought it was initially Supercell, the developer, like it was their version of Hearthstone. So they were just making like Hearthstone, but it was themed with Clash of Clans characters. And that's actually not what it is at all. It is basically a tower defense game. It's 1 versus 1. You play against a random player. And you have 3 towers on your side, 3 times on the other guy's side. And the object is to destroy as many towers as you can. If neither player destroys any towers, it ends in a draw. But as soon as one tower goes down, now it's kind of like a race to defeat or race to victory. And it's the decks you build. You earn cards through playing, through opening chests. And part of their chest system, I think, is what gets people hooked pretty easily. Because it's like they always, like every hour or every like hour and a half, it feels like they'll have a notification pop up. Either you'll have a free chest that they give you, or you'll have the ability to play in daily, like crown chest battles, which is a series of you're trying to destroy 10 towers in a 24-hour period when this thing is activated. And if you can destroy 10 towers from 4 or more opponents that you play against, then you open up a chest that gives you just a ton of cards and a lot of gold and gems and all that stuff. And every victory you get, you earn a chest, and these chests have an unlock time starting at 3 hours. So if you earn a silver chest, it'll take 3 hours to unlock it. So in 3 hours from now, you're probably coming back to unlock the next silver chest. And at night, you might want to unlock a gold chest that'll take 8 hours. So it's a good chest to do not throughout the day, but at night. And then they have a special chest called giant chests or magical chests, and those take 12 hours. And then they have, they really encourage that you're part of a clan.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering about. Yeah, what was so, cool for me, the reason I played Clash of Clans was because of my brother. So we could be in the same clan, but
Yeah.
Like just kind of looking at the gameplay, it looks more like just PvE, but there are groups and clans still.
Yeah. If you're playing Clash Royale, it is imperative that you get in a clan, because being in a clan, not only can you kind of spar and try out new decks from different cards you unlock throughout unlocking chests or buying on their shop, but so not only can you spar with your clannies, but you can also get donations for cards that you're looking for from your clanmates. So every 8 hours or whatever, you can request cards that you need, and every card through these decks that you're building, you level them up, right? And there's a certain card level requirement. If you've ever played games like other card-based games, like last year there was the Mortal Kombat X themed card game where you would go through and you kind of play. It's a tap-a-thon game, right? You're just tapping to fight. It's not a particularly good game at all, but it does encourage a lot of collecting, and the victories you get along the way, you earn cards, and the more cards you get of a certain type, you then combine them to level them up into a stronger version of that card. And that's how Clash Royale works. So you may have like skeletons, which is a really cheap creature that you can throw down at any time. The game runs off a mana system, or an elixir system is what they call it. That is constantly going up on a certain timer. So you can have cards that'll increase the elixir that you are generating, and cards kind of play with that elixir count. So a card that does very little damage or has very little health, they'll cost next to nothing, right? They'll cost like two elixir. But a card that you throw down to like really take on and challenge your opponent, something like a P.E.K.K.A. or like a giant or something, has a much higher elixir count. So you want to be careful because you only have 10 elixir to play with. You want to be careful with your placement. The wrong placement on your side of the battlefield, or at the wrong time, or if you only have 7 elixir but you play a card that requires 6, like you're at a disadvantage. So it plays very similarly to kind of Hearthstone with these like mana or elixir advantages. If your opponent plays a 3 elixir card, you want to make sure that you play something in the like vicinity of that cost in order to keep things even. If you challenge a 3 elixir card with, let's say, a 6 or a 7, and you lose, your opponent has a significant elixir advantage on you. So the strategy involved is pretty extensive. And so going back to like the request cards kind of option or a feature. So if you have skeletons and you really like playing skeletons, they're a cheap card, but you love throwing them down, you can go to your clan mates in the clan chat, and every 8 hours you can request skeletons. And they'll just keep basically throwing them at you until you can pay to level up that card to make them stronger, give them more HP. Maybe the card lasts longer or has a bigger area of effect, whatever it is. You can level up these cards. And so with this game in particular, the reason why it's hooked me is, one, it's really competitive. I like competitive games as much as they can drive me crazy, but it's very intense. Boom Beach, for instance, is not really a 1v1 game. It's attack and defense game, right? So you lob an attack against some opponent's beach, which is basically their castle, their kingdom, for lack of a better term, with all their resource generating buildings and their defenses and all that. And you have to kind of invade their beach. You storm the beach, destroy their defenses, and hope you can, take their... I always forget what everything's called. It's like a headquarters, a town hall, a crown tower, or a king tower. It's like all these different terms you have to keep track of. And Boom Beach is the headquarters, I think. But it's a pretty passive experience, right? It's all about how you design your defenses, and then you hope it can withstand the attacks of your opponents. But you're not like actively defending it. You're not dropping cards to defend your beach.
Yeah, you just got to sit and watch when it happens.
And Clash of Clans is the same way, right? You design your kingdom, and you just hope they can't beat you. Well, in Clash Royale, like you are